How laughter is the key to breaking through fear. Hey guys, it's John out here on the back deck with a beautiful mug of coffee. It is an overcast day today, not a spot of blue sky being seen, completely overcast, but it's perfect temperature to sit out here on the back deck and drink a mug of coffee and talk to my friends on the internet. And so I wanted to hop on and talk about this concept of laughter overcoming fear. I one time had a session with someone who had a debilitating fear of tornadoes. And in talking with her in one of the private sessions, I misunderstood what she said. And I thought she said tomatoes instead of tornadoes. And I brought it up and we laughed about it. And then we kind of took that and ran with it. He said, rather than when you have the tornadoes coming, associate tomato with tornado. Do what you have to do to stay safe, of course, but rather than succumbing to the fear-based anxiety of a tornado, so okay, we're preparing for the attack of the tomatoes, right? And so the idea of being able to laugh in those moments was a huge impact on this person I was working with. Her and her daughter were both in Tornado Alley and dealing with tornado issues. And just the reframing of tomatoes rather than tornadoes, even though it was an accidental misunderstanding, it was the one key element to help them cope with their fears and anxieties of tornadoes. Being able to laugh about things that are potentially scary. Now, what is scary? Scary is fear, right? What is a laugh? It's a joyful exhale. And we know that when we hold fear in our bodies, we hold air in our bodies. It's the primal reaction to fear. We go, oh, you go see a scary movie. And I'll tell you a really horrible story that I did when I was a young buck before I knew better. I was in a horror movie. And you know how when you're watching a horror movie, there's that scene where the music starts to shift into a darker tone, and then the lead character starts doing dumb things like looking around the corner, exposing their neck, all those sort of things. Well, I was sitting here watching this movie, and there's these three kids in front of me. And when I say kids, they were probably 12. And they were rambunctious kids. But this scene was going on, and this kid directly in front of me started getting really into it. You could see him start to kind of zone into the scene, getting lit. And just as the scene was about to reach its climax, I reached out and I touched the side of his neck. It's a terrible, terrible thing to do, right? Everybody around started laughing. He started laughing. And it was just like, it was one of those moments where we broke the tension of the fear. But it was a terrible thing for me to do. It was a horrible thing for me to do. And I never should have done it. But it was a funny moment, right? And that kid will talk about that moment for the rest of his life. I had someone on here with a private session the other day who was going through a very stressful time in their life with a family member and was defining their life by the struggle that they were going through. And she had this little line that came from a commercial. And the line was so beautiful because right when the stresses started to build, she would say this line. And it became the running joke during our conversation. Now, that's just it. The stress, the anxieties, those are just fears too. Yoda said in Star Wars, named must your fears be before banish it you can. Named must your fears be before banish it you can. Recognizing what is fear and what is not fear is as simple as, how do you feel? Do you feel mad, sad, frustrated, angry, scared? Those are all fear. All your negative emotions are coming from a fear. All your positive emotions are coming from a love of something. And it's a matter of recognizing when you're in that fear. Giving yourself something to laugh at, something that will release tension. I like to use my Yoda voice. Name must your fears be, right? To me, that makes me laugh. It makes me smile. It makes me giggle. So I laugh, right? When things go crazy, it's like what the other day I told the story on one of the other videos about how we create in every moment, and how I had a stain on my ceiling and I was painting the stain with primer paint, and I looked over and I saw a shirt, brand new shirt, black, button down, on a table about 6 feet away. And I looked over and without really thinking, I thought, oh, I'm going to get paint on that. In that precise second, a drop of paint flicked off the brush, flew 6 feet across the room, and landed on the front of that black shirt. Big old white dot. Now, I could have gotten mad. I could have gotten angry. I just started laughing. I just started realizing that I just created something, completely spontaneously and unconsciously. But I am going to get paint on that as a direct creation. And so it had to be something to laugh at, because I recognize my part in the creation. Finding things to simply laugh at in every situation will alter your life in magnificent ways. Finding ways to just find your ways to just laugh. Find that joyful exhale in all of the crazy moments of life. I was at my mom's funeral, and I was doing the eulogy, and it was prior to the eulogy, prior to the service even. I was in the church, and the lady from the church comes over. She says something to me, and I think what she said was something like, "I want to take you to meet the pastor," or something like that. And I could have sworn, she said, "I want to take you to the meat products." I started laughing, and I said, "You want to take me to the meat products?" I said, "Well, is that a fat joke or what?" And I started laughing, right? And I told her the story. She started laughing. Everyone around me started laughing. Take me to the meat products? What's that mean? But, even at my mom's funeral, we could laugh. I started my mom's eulogy with a story. I said, when my mom turned 40, my dad told her he was going to trade her in on 220s. Without skipping a beat, my mom turned around and said, "Richard, you're not wired for 220. And the people laughed at my mom's funeral. The people laughed, right? Moments of sadness, moments of grief, moments of fear, moments of being afraid we're not going to have their love again because they're gone, moments of anxiety are the moments to find the laugh, or to find the moments and the expressions of laughter. And because just choosing to laugh and find something to laugh at exhales that fear out of your body. It gives you that respite from that terrible anxiety that comes up with fear, that stress that comes up with fear. A laugh gives you that respite, a place of rest from that feeling. And it's a choice. Choose to find the world funny. Choose to find everything funny. I laugh every day, and I I find it a wonderful thing to just simply be able to laugh. And when you find those things that can make you laugh in your most anxious times, you have just found one of your greatest tools for breaking free of fear and anxiety and stepping forward into enlightenment. And that's my thought on this. You guys have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon. See ya. Bye.